Let's take a look at some basic commands you might use as you create a drawing. We'll begin by looking at layers. Layers allow you to organize the objects in your drawing. You can group similar objects so that you can easily turn them off or on for displaying or printing. And you can lock layers to prevent unwanted changes. Let's open the Layer Properties Manager. This is where you create and manage your layers. I'm going to add a new layer called Objects to this drawing. I double-click to make it the current layer so that the objects I draw are added to it automatically. Let's start drawing. We'll use the Line tool. Typically, when you start a command, you'll be prompted to input a value or specify an option. The input expected is displayed as a prompt in the command line window, and also, if you have dynamic input turned on, as a tooltip near the cursor. I'm going to turn dynamic input off for now. To indicate the first point of my line, I click in the drawing area. Now I'm prompted for the next point. I drag the cursor and click again. The line command will continue to prompt me for additional points until I end the command. I can press Escape, Enter, or the space bar, or I can right-click and choose Enter from the menu. To control drawing precision, I can choose from a variety of drawing tools. For example, the Ortho button constrains me to vertical and horizontal lines as I draw. Let's turn Ortho off again. Object snaps allow me to easily place new objects in relation to existing objects. I'll use the Endpoint snap to connect a new line to the endpoints of the existing lines I've drawn. The Auto Snap markers make it easy to draw with precision. As you work on a design, you'll likely need to modify some objects. Before you can modify an object, you have to select it. To select an object, position your cursor over the object and click. Click additional objects to add them to the current selection. To remove objects from the current selection, hold the Shift key down while you click the objects you want to remove. You can also press Escape to clear the selection completely. Instead of selecting objects individually, you can select multiple objects at once with a selection window. Drag your cursor from left to right to select objects that are completely enclosed in the window. Drag from right to left to create a crossing selection, which selects all objects crossed by or enclosed in the window. Now let's look at some modify commands. I can use the Erase command to remove objects from my drawing. I select the object I want to remove, and then either click Erase or press the Delete key on my keyboard. If I make a mistake, I can click Undo on the Quick Access toolbar. Let's say I want to move this fence support to the right. First, I zoom in. I can use the Zoom command, or I can position my cursor and simply rotate the wheel on my mouse forward. I can pan the drawing view by pressing the mouse wheel down and dragging. To move the fence support, I select it, then I click Move. I use an Endpoint object snap to move the support accurately from one fence board to another. Finally, I double-click the mouse wheel to fit my design in the current window.